Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We are back with another fragrance review today, and I sincerely hope that this isn't the last review for 2022, guys. I really feel like there's a lot of perfumes that I really want to talk about before the year's end. So I will try my best, guys. I don't have a lot of time. The holidays is here. Christmas is coming up. I have to travel. I have to get ready for that. So, I mean, I will try to condense and put as many videos as I can before the year's end, or I'll probably do them on the road, guys. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is definitely helpful to this channel, especially when it comes to procuring a lot of these perfumes, guys, okay? So if you love the in-depth reviews, you like what you see right here, or like what you hear, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than the 2022 release. Oh, well, actually, no, it'll probably be now a 2023 release, currently unreleased, fragrance from Tom Ford. This is none other than Cherry Smoke. Yes, Tom Ford Cherry Smoke. And this is an official 2 ml, much like the other ones that you've seen, guys. Again, pretty unreleased, guys, okay? And this Cherry Smoke, I caught wind of this like a couple weeks ago, but then, you know, there were so many bottles being sold on Etsy, on eBay, and I was just like, I don't really know if I should just blind buy this, you know? It was like 200 plus, so I decided to wait up until these official 2 ml samples kept popping up as well. So not only did we have these unofficial unreleased bottles, well, unreleased is the word, unreleased bottles, full bottles on the gray market, but now you can also obtain the official samples as well. So hey, you know, I wasted no time. I got this right here and I wore it full wear. And so, you know, I know this is a perfume trials episode, but really, I don't want to waste your time, guys, watching me sniff my hand and, you know, try to analyze this fragrance. I immediately wore this full wear. I couldn't help myself. And this is really what I found. So before doing that, let's go spray this thing right now. Okay guys, let's talk about Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. Now, real quick disclaimer, guys, there are no official notes. There's no set of notes that's out there yet. So what I'm gonna give you is what I picked up, or what is the most prominent here in every stage of Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. And hopefully that helps you kind of get a feel of what this fragrance is like. Now, Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke, obviously, if you look at the concept, it seems pretty straightforward. First off, there's cherry. And I really get annoyed when I see people say, well, buy it if you like cherry. You know, it says it right there. It says cherry right there. So you know you're going to get cherry. And then, of course, you have smoke, which means possibly a gaiac wood, incense, or vetiver, whichever combination that would create the smoke. And looking at the concept of cherry and smoke together, I mean, that sounded like a pretty damn good idea, guys, especially with this really cold fall winter season, guys. And you know, with the extension of summer, we're probably looking at the extension of winter. Probably the cooler months will extend all the way to March and hopefully April. I don't know. But here's the thing. This thing is still unreleased. It's still unreleased. I mean, people have been saying this fragrance will be out during the Christmas season, but it's already the Christmas season, guys, and it's also past the buying season, to be honest, when it comes to Christmas. So what the heck is going on? Now, I have my theories. I really feel like the heads of Tom Ford, whoever it is that bought Tom Ford, maybe that's Estee Lauder, maybe they are holding this off until 2023. Okay, it'll still be cold during January, February, so they're probably holding off on that. But in my opinion, they are losing a lot of income, potential sales by not releasing it now. And I feel like that's the reason why these bottles and samples are being released on the gray market, because whoever it is that's releasing them is, you know, wanting to take advantage of that Christmas buying season. But to be honest, guys, it should have been released now or last week during the entire Christmas buying season. This thing is just perfect for all of that. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the scent development. Then I'll give you guys my impression as well as my feedback, guys. Okay, so scent development wise, this fragrance opens up with, in my opinion, a wild cherry type of opener. Okay, it's an uplifting, nice wake up type of opener because it has like a wild cherry note or maybe an accord that in my opinion is mixed with a citrus component, most likely bergamot, and a mild spice component, most probably black pepper, guys. Okay, so this combination, absolutely nice from the get-go. I think it's gonna give you guys a great first impression because it's that wild cherry with that bergamot, just like that glistening bergamot, and then you have some mild spice right there, guys. Now the thing I'm gonna say about this opener, this wake up opener, is that it doesn't last long. This beautiful wake up uplifting stage of Tom Ford Cherry Smoke, I'm gonna say this, guys, it only lasts 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, 8 to 10 minutes. It is short-lived, to be honest, guys, and that makes sense because within 8 to 10 minutes is when this fragrance curves. And that is my own terminology of basically a fragrance going from uplifting to having a blanket of heavy notes, kind of like curving it and turning it into a gradient or like a fade to black type of progression. And that's basically what happens here. Within 10 minutes, guys, you are going to get, in my opinion, the notes of gaiac wood, cinnamon, and another dose of cherry. Okay, this is my opinion, guys. Again, I don't know the note breakdown, but it does get smoky, woody, dark within 10 minutes, guys. Okay, and I think there's a double dose of cherry in the mid, and then you are going to get, in my opinion, the spice of cinnamon or some sweet spices here, guys, to kind of complement everything from that initial like black pepper with wild cherry intro, guys. Okay, so it gets smoky with gaiac wood, more of the cherry, and then spicy. But the thing I'm gonna say is this: definitely the gaiac wood stands out. Okay, the dark smoky woods definitely stands out here. I mean, I don't know if they even added birch. I don't think so. I don't smell birch here, but I think it's gaiac wood that's causing the smokiness. And again, you've got sweet, you've got spice, and so yeah, ultimately it's really, really lovely. Now the dry down of this fragrance is bonkers good. All right, it's super nice. And again, I'm just looking, I'm focusing on the fragrance, you know, with the full wear. I mean, I don't really, you know, consider all those things that a lot of fragcom people complain about with Tom Ford, but I will address that today. But the dry down, absolutely lovely. You have that incense, that's a prominent incense stage that heads into a beautiful sandalwood note, a prominent sandalwood note in the dry down. It's freaking Nirvana, guys. Okay, so incense heading into a beautiful sandalwood note in the dry down, and I believe there's also patchouli in the dry down of Cherry Smoke. That, to be honest, it's like a spike in the dry down. You know how patchouli is, guys, and it does pick up from all the spiciness from the previous stages of this fragrance. So in my opinion, you've got patchouli, you've got a standout sandalwood fragrance, and probably a little bit more amber or maybe amber vanilla here in the dry down of Cherry Smoke. But of course, before all that, you're gonna go through this smoky, lovely incense stage. With that being said, in my opinion, this fragrance is probably 90% for the wearer. Okay, because if you notice, guys, if you look at all these other people that reviewed this fragrance right here, they would be like, I can't stop sniffing, you know, I can't stop it. It's so good. What's going on there? It's basically their own, like Nirvana, wearing this fragrance right here. And I would say this fragrance definitely does that. I think that it's mostly for the wearer. It's a lovely draw-in fragrance that I think, you know, you'll get compliments. People are gonna love cozying up to you. I mean, if you have a girlfriend or whatever, they will definitely love cozying up to you and, you know, smelling this wonderful cherry fragrance right here. But I think for me, right, if you look at incense, sandalwood, you know, like smokiness, sweet spice, and cherry, these are all, I think, fragrances that, you know, make me happy, you know, make my own personal fragrance Nirvana possible, guys. Okay, it's very fall winter season, it's very like Christmassy, and I think it matches everything that's going on right now. Now, performance-wise, guys, this fragrance to me was like a lingering scent, but there was a scent trail for sure. Okay, so it's one of those fragrances that personally, it's not a strong projector, but it does leave a scent trail everywhere you go. So that thing I will say, And the notes, the strength of each stage is very consistent. Okay, so the reason why I brought up the dry down being lovely is because even on the dry down, you do not get weak notes. Like really all these notes pop up just like it did in the mid or the start of this fragrance. You're gonna get some consistency in the strength of the notes of cherry smoke. And usage wise, again, this is perfect for the fall winter season. In my opinion, this is a grabber slash upscale grabber. And again, this reminded me of Michelin Star by Boadicea the Victorious in a way. I mean, I haven't tried Bodacious. I will eventually, guys. I already ordered it. But this one really reminded me of that. And of course, that is $1,000 perfume. This one is way less, 200 something on the gray market. And so I really like how that is. And this fragrance definitely will become very attractive to people around you because it has all the elements, the Nirvana elements of the perfume, cherry, and spices and amber, all these notes that people already love. It's already in this fragrance right here. Okay, guys, now let's talk about the pricing of Tom Ford Cherry Smoke. Is it worth it right here? Now, let me say this. Number one, this as of right now is still a gray market item. So it is still $200 something on the gray market. Now, if you're asking me, if the retail bottle came out and it was like $300-400, what do you think, Troy? Is it worth it to buy this full bottle at that rate? Now, let me say something right now, guys, okay? For all the people complaining about how Tom Ford is expensive. Number one, Tom Ford is an expensive brand to begin with, okay? So if you really aren't into that, then probably you shouldn't get Tom Ford. You should probably get like a clone, okay? But in terms of like the actual bottles and everything, the brand itself, and I believe they just got bought out for how many $1 billion, guys? Tom Ford is an expensive brand, guys. And I believe like when I got my Tom Ford Blazer like 3 years ago, I got it for like $4,000 for like a Tom Ford Blazer. So none of this is cheap. In the fashion world, everyone knows Tom Ford is pretty expensive, guys. It's like Xenia. And Tom Ford really applies the same thing on the perfumes. So you're not going to get cheap perfumes right here. Now, here's the thing for me, guys. I don't really look at what the status quo says about the perfume price because, of course, in Fragcom, everybody wants it cheap. Everybody wants it affordable, okay? Because most of Fragcom, we're not really like super rich people, right? We just love the fragrances. And so preferably we would like things to be cheap. And of course, this might not be cheap, but let me say this. Here's what I'm gonna address. Does this fragrance smell the price that it is? Does this fragrance smell luxurious, expensive, that when you wear it, guys, it feels like you did buy a $400, $300 fragrance? And this is pretty much the same as a Louis Vuitton bag, right? You buy a Louis Vuitton bag for $4,000 or $5,000 and you might not have the fit to match it or the lifestyle to match it, but because you bought it at $5,000, it makes you feel expensive. So when it comes to Tom Ford Cherry Smoke, does this fragrance make you smell and feel expensive, like you just spent $400 on a perfume? Absolutely. Every single dollar. This fragrance right here does have the classy man brand, you know, the branding that Tom Ford has, that classy, luxurious man. It's right here in this scent. And I think, like I said, it's kind of like that Boadicea Michelin Star, which is again $1,000 perfume. This one is $200 right now on the gray market. And again, smells every single bit. It smells like you spent every single dollar on this fragrance. Very luxurious, very nice, very lovely. Perfect again for the fall winter season. All right, so that is it. That is my first impressions review of Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke unreleased. Like I said, it will either release latter part of 2022, which is just a few days left, or the beginning of 2023, guys. Okay, hopefully I got to describe it to you guys so you guys can get a feel of what I'm feeling when it comes to this fragrance. And if you've already tried it or if you own a bottle, I would love to know what your feedback is. You know, comment below if you've already tried it. Much thanks to the person that sold this to me. He really shipped it very, very quickly. I think it was a Mercari seller or an Etsy seller. Thank you so much, guys, okay? And until then, please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'm headed to work, and hopefully I can do one more video, guys. One more video before the year ends, okay? And again, thank you. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys. Have a great night. Peace.